Hello. It is stupid o'clock in the morning and I'm awake, of course. I seem to have my brightest ideas and trains of thought at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been reflecting today. Reflecting this morning. I'm all about that flow life. So I'm all about inviting flow into your life and, encouraging what is meant for you to come your way and saying yes and having opportunities, and that is excellent from a spiritual level and it's excellent from a personal development level, yeah, because it means it opens us up to all sorts of things. It opens us up to, opportunities and conversations and scenarios that we otherwise weren't open to. It gives us flow, gives us an excellent opportunity to welcome things into our life that we otherwise thought impossible. But there's still that masculine energy part of me that has the desire to plan and to do things. Now that's all well and good, but on reflection this morning, I'm an excellent planner, not so good at executing the plan. Now, what I'm talking about specifically is I'm going to talk about my weight. Now, I am currently 113.5 kilos, which makes me officially the heaviest and the biggest that I've ever been in my life. That's my dog barking. Anyway, hopefully she's stopped now. So as I was saying, I'm 113.5 kilos. I am the biggest and the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I'm not proud of this. I'm on medication that causes weight gain. But in saying that, I've also been eating like a bit of an asshole since about Easter. And I feel so out of touch with my body that it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, I feel so out of touch with my body. And it's because I'm not moving. I'm still having, not to make excuses, but I'm still having issues with my ankle from when I sprained it nearly 2 months ago. So that's tiresome. It means I've not, I was starting to get into a really good routine of walking Leela every day. And then I sprained my ankle and that's kind of put the arse into that. So, because it's 3 a.m, I'm drinking decaf. I'm just so out of touch with my body. I was looking back through my Facebook photos and the pictures of myself that I used to upload, and I was thinking about my mindset. Like, when I was super fit, I was convinced that I was overweight. I was convinced I was unhealthy. So there's a few mental triggers there that need attention. I was in a situation you know, with an ex-partner who encouraged me to continue losing weight and getting really thin. My body was strong, but it was also failing because I was overworking it. You know, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I don't want to overwork my body to the point where I can't walk because my hips are fucked. You know, been there, done that, don't want to do that again. You know, and I was sitting upstairs and I was thinking, you know, maybe I should go back to the gym. You know, because I was at a really good gym and, you know, up here in Queensland, I was going to RPM a couple of times a week. I was lighter and smaller than I am now. You know, and I was thinking about it and I thought maybe I should go back to the gym. But, you know, there's a part of me that, you know, doesn't want to go back to the gym, because when I lived in Adelaide, I was a member of an excellent gym when I lived in Adelaide. I was a member of Zone for 3 or 4 years and I was there all the time and I loved that gym. Absolutely loved that gym. The day that I left Adelaide, I remember when I went in and cancelled my membership, that I walked out after cancelling my membership because I was leaving Adelaide, and I sat in the car park and I cried for 15 minutes. Like, I loved that gym, loved it. You know, the gym that I was going to up here, I loved it, but I didn't love it like I loved Zone. And I think part of the problem there was, you know, that expectation that I would love my new gym like I loved Zone. Like, as far as gyms go, Zone was my first love. And it's always hard to compete with that. You know, so maybe, you know, so when I was going to my gym up here, there was a lot of, you know, I had a lot of challenges around my feelings about the gym because it wasn't Zone. And although at the time I didn't believe I was looking for a carbon copy of Zone, at the time I didn't think that that's what I was looking for, but on reflection I can see that I was looking to cultivate those same feelings. And I wasn't able to do that because different gym, different, like, it's completely different. There's no place like Zone. That's basically the long and the short of it. So I've been sitting upstairs and thinking about how can I get healthy and how can I get more in tune with my body. And for me, that's exercise. You know, and I'm really good at saying I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do yada yada yada, but when it actually comes to executing those thoughts, that's kind of where I let myself down a little bit. So what am I going to do? I had a lovely message exchange with a beautiful woman by the name of Jade, who is married to a school friend of mine, and she's studying nutrition, and she helped me make sense of a lot of things that didn't make sense to me. So I've started, you know, I've actually started tracking my food again in MyFitnessPal because I haven't been accountable to what I've been eating. I've not been thinking about what I've been eating. You know, I've been just shoving shit in my gob and just under the guise of intuitive eating, you know, and then I binge because I restrict, and it's not good. Like, it's got me to where I am now. And you know, my dad, he had a lot of chronic health issues when he was alive, dear old dad. And you know, I'm seeing, you know, my brothers are all significantly older than I am. You know, I'm the baby of the family by a long shot. And, you know, my brothers, they're all, you know, two of them are in their early to mid 50s. The third one's turning 50 in January. Like, I'm almost 38, and I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be predisposed to all the health and chronic issues that my dad had. I don't want to miss out on all the things that my dad missed out on. You know, my dad was just, you know, for 23 years, my dad was chronically and very seriously ill. You know, and I don't want those issues. I don't want those health issues. And the only way for me to prevent that from happening is to drop the weight. And that means I need to get my body moving again. I feel out of touch with my body. I don't feel grounded. It's because I'm not moving. You know, and friends have said to me, you know, engage in a yoga practice and do this and do that. That's all well and good. But, and I say I'm going to do it, but my follow through is just crap. I'm struggling with the follow through. And sitting here at 3 o'clock in the morning and thinking about my weight and my appearance, you know, my friends and family love me for what's on the inside. Wouldn't matter what I look like. My partner is the most beautiful human being I've ever met in my life, and he wouldn't care if I was 50 kilos or 150 kilos. He'd love me regardless. But I don't want to shorten my life. I don't want to shorten my life by being unhealthy. And at the moment I'm unhealthy. You know, the mental health issues, some of them are related to my weight and my appearance and the way I see myself and the way I look at myself. And, you know, there's a lot of conditioning and a lot of unhealthy thoughts, patterns and behavioural patterns that I'm seeking help to undo. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm plan. And, you know, I have these ideas to get moving, to get, you know, to be aware, self-aware in my body. And it just, I can't. I'm not going to use the word can't. I'm going to reframe that, because language is really important. To date, I have found it challenging to develop healthy movement habits, and it means that I'm out of touch with my body. You know, it's not nice to, like, I have to wear long singlets or bodysuits under my work shirts because I'm too overweight to do up the bottom two buttons. Like, I'm wearing men's XL shirts to work and I can't do up the bottom two buttons because of my weight. So it's not a pleasant place to be. And I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. You know, I started growing. I guess a lot of what I'm blathering on about this morning is, you know, basically the essence of it is I want to get back in touch with myself. You know, I want to recapture the essence of who I am, because, you know, through things like, you know, a really bad breakup a couple of years ago with a partner, with a now ex-partner of 7 years, and then, you know, I met my second husband and he was great, but we lost a baby, and that kind of messed our relationship up, and that broke down. You know, I've lived in the last 18 months, I've lived in 3 different states. I'm here in Queensland now permanently though. Queenslander! You know, I'm all about that Queensland life. You know, I've moved away from my best friends. I've moved away from, you know, from my family. You know, I miss my brothers terribly. You know, I've had a couple of ego deaths, as they call it. You know, and I've throughout the last couple of years, I've not constantly, but I've rebirthed who I am a number of times. And those versions of me you know, like I don't resent past versions of me, because they've given me the wisdom and the experience that I have now that has led me to this conversation. You know, but, you know, I think I really want to recapture who I am, you know, and like I want to, you know, I'm learning about the person that I'm becoming. But there's one element missing, and that element is that I've lost touch with my body. Like I've lost touch with being in my human body. We're all, I believe that we're all spirits sent, you know, who have come to Earth to have a human experience. And part of that human experience is being in touch with your body. And I'm no longer in touch with mine. I've lost, through all the life events and the loves and the loss, you know, through all of that, I've lost touch of who I am in my body. Like I don't feel grounded, and I'm the kind of person that, for me to feel grounded, exercise. Because I can feel, you know, I like to feel my body work. I like to know that I've worked, and I spent a significant portion of my younger adult years living and breathing that. And I wasn't, I don't want to use the term awakened, because I don't particularly like it very much. But I wasn't in touch with my spiritual side at that point. And now I guess I'm trying to find that balance between being in touch with my spiritual side and getting to know who I am and what I'm about, but also being in tune with my body, because right now I'm not. So, where to from here? I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to... Oh, my light went off. Hang on a second. There we are. There's a part of me that wants to go back to my gym and go and do my RPM classes and go and do body pump. There's a part of me that wants to lift weights again, because I love weightlifting. Loved it. So there's a part of me that wants to do that. There's a part of me that wants to get my ankle good enough that I can get fit enough to start running. There's a part of me that wants to go lap swimming. There's a part of me that, you know, I would like to go back to roller derby. You know, I've consciously decided that I don't want to pursue roller derby to find myself at a league level. I just want to do fresh meat training, which is all your drills. It's like 2-3 hours worth of drills once a week. You know, there's a part of me that wants to do that. There's a part of me that wants to go skating outdoors. You know, I want to get a mountain bike and I want to go mountain biking. But the reality is I can't fit all of that in. Like, there's only 24 hours in a day. And in that time, I have study, I have work, I have Leela, you know, to consider. I have Maisie to consider. You know, even though snakes are quite, my experience thus far is having a pet snake, it's quite low maintenance once you get everything set up. But the fact of the matter is, you know, she still needs handling. She's about to go through her first shed since I've had her. So, you know, there's a lot that I need to consider. So I'm not really, I guess it's, you know, do I need to pick something out of a hat? Like, I have so many things that I want to do and I want to try, and the time, I can't. Even though I believe time is linear, you know, my body still needs to rest. I still need my 8 hours, you know, and being awake in the middle of the night like I am, you know, like I'll wake up at 1:30. I've been awake for nearly 2 hours and I've got to get up in 3 hours to drive for an hour for an appointment. You know, anyway, I digress. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm the unhealthiest I've ever been in my life currently. I'm very grateful to Jade for sharing in her wisdom and her learning as a nutrition student, because it's been incredibly helpful. Like, what I took away from the exchange that Jade and I had was incredible. You know, so I'm trying to get my eating like an asshole under control. The next thing is getting in touch with who I am. How do I do that? I move. You know, I exercise. You know, I want to be healthy. I don't want to shorten my life expectancy because I'm sedentary. And, you know, yes, I deal with a lot of, like, with the mental health side of things. A lot of my mental health is closely related to my low self-esteem, my poor body image, you know, all sorts of things. So movement is going to help that. But the question is, what do I pursue? Do I go back to the gym? Do I start lap swimming? Like, what do I do? You know, I kind of feel like I'm at a bit of an impasse, because the reality is, I've been saying to my wonderful partner since before I sprained my ankle, I'm going to start lap swimming. I'm going to go back to roller derby. I'm going to start walking Leela a couple of times a week because it's good for both of us. And none of that's happened. Because when it actually all comes down to it, my sleeping's crap. And when it comes down to it, for me to do these things during the day, I feel overwhelmed, I feel tired, I feel exhausted. And it's kind of like a vicious cycle. There's a part of me that wonders, okay, so how the fuck do I get myself out of this? Like, I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like they're stuck in this cycle. You know, I think the choice I need to make is I just need to start and trial and error. I really think that's it. So watch this space. Let's see what happens between reconnecting with my spiritual side and rediscovering who I am. In amongst all of that, I am about to embark on reconnecting with my body. So let's see how that looks. If you're still listening, thank you for sticking with me for 25 minutes while I blathered. Before I sign off, there are 5 things I want you to remember. I want you to drink your water, take your meds, take your vitamins, eat regularly. But most importantly, the thing that you need to remember above all else is that you're magnificent.